Gail Letrondo, and I'm going to be your secretary for next year. Typically, it's hard to kind of differentiate yourself as a good secretary because, I'm organized. Yeah, but everybody else is organized. I'm good at taking notes, but a good student is good at taking notes. So I kind of want to tell you why I'm qualified to be secretary and why I'd be a good secretary for next year by looking at two different things. So first, I want to look at the Constitution because I think that that's really important in just being a good secretary. So according to the Constitution, yeah, it says I need to maintain records and take notes, but it also says to assist as well. After being an officer this year, I learned a lot about myself, and one of the things that I learned is that I'm really good at helping others bring their ideas to life. Like film night was particularly hard for me as an officer because I had to bring my own vision to life. But assisting others, like in conference, I learned that I'm a really good follower. I'm really good at being told what to do. So if you delegate me a task, I will complete it, and I will do my best to make sure that it is completed and that it is completed and that I can do it to the best of my ability. Also, the Constitution states that as a secretary, I will need to be able to explain pending business. So that also means that I need to know what's going on and how to say it, because I am also in charge of the emails. So I'm very good at learning dates. I'm very good at learning what's going on and also how to pitch it. Because this year I was able to experience everything, so I know what sounds good and what people want to hear and how to get people to come. Because in the emails which get sent out every week, I realized that even though it's not a face-to-face thing, you can still come off a certain way. So I'm very careful with my words because I don't want to come off as you should come to our events for this and this and this. I want to be friendly, I want to be outgoing, because membership's important, which I'm going to touch on later. Also looking at secretary from a little broader sense, as an exec board member, because as secretary, you are part of the exec board. From my understanding, and this was confirmed by some of the other exec board members, exec board is there for the officers. Exec board is there to help the officers in everything that they have to do. Because we personally don't have an event that we're planning per se. So we're there to help the other officers, making sure that they have everything that they need, from money for the treasurer, and for me the little things, like making sure that we have a plan. Because I realized after planning film that I'm really good with plans. I'm really good at making a schedule. I'm really good at making sure that we have everything that we need and we have a way to get there. And also another really important thing that exec board does is keep up morale. Because exec board is there for the other officers and the committee chairs are there for the members. And if we can make sure that everybody has a good morale, then we can extend that to the members. Because I've experienced the burnout. All the officers have experienced the burnout because we love FASA, but we also have to balance it with other things, which is really difficult. So if I can just keep up the morale by doing little things, then we'd be able to reach out to the members and make sure that the members are happy, that the members are experiencing a good FASA. Because we as FASA have a lot to say. We have a lot of history that we can teach you. We have a lot of workshops that we can provide, and it's just important that the members hear it. And the most important thing is that for the members, we can really provide you with a poem at Tahana, which is our theme for this year, and which is also the theme that I based my play off of. Because it's important, especially coming to college, that we can provide some place for everybody to feel at home, for everybody to feel like they belong, because it's hard. I've experienced it, you've experienced it, and I wouldn't be running here today, and we all wouldn't be running here today, and you all wouldn't be here today if you felt that FASA wasn't a place where you belong. So thank you everybody for your time.
So secretary is given direct power among all the officers. Why do you think secretary is given such a high rank among all of them?
Well, I believe that power is delegated by responsibility. And as secretary, you need an overall knowledge of FASA. You need to know everything that we're doing, everything that we will be doing, and everything we've done. So I figure that as secretary, you need to kind of be in charge of the past, the present, and the future. The past because you need to know what went well, because you're taking notes, you're keeping these records, and And then you need to know what you can improve on for the future. And then the present, because you need to know what's going on, because you're the person that the other officers turn to if they have any questions, if they need anything, like, oh, I need a room reserved, or oh, what time is this place open, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And also the future, because you're the one helping plan everything. Like, you're in charge of the calendar, so you help decide when something should happen, if something should happen, because you have these events and these events and these events going on. And also because, this is going to sound kind of corny, but knowledge is power and power is responsibility, and it's really important that secretaries are, even though a lot of people don't really see what the secretary does, it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that helps FASA run.
So, you stated here, understand the struggle as an officer, focus on engaging as much as you can. I know a lot of your fellow officers, like such as vice president, president, have a lot of challenges. Can you give me like a specific challenge that you foresee for your president, vice president, how you're going to support them and carry out whatever task they need to do?
So you're asking what struggle the vice president will face next year and how I will help them?
Something specific. Any struggle you see from your experiences from previous years that you see them struggle with, how would you help? Or how do you foresee that?
This year, I noticed that a lot of the officers, it was a very businessy relationship that we all had with each other. And that is in itself a struggle, because if you're in a business, you kind of only know what you need to know. So you don't really reach out to them, you don't really have a personal relationship with them. And that and that's not very good for the officer dynamic, because then you don't really know what's going on with them, then you can't really help them because you don't know what's going on, and then they won't tell you what's going on because they don't really know you. They don't really trust you enough to really like tell you like, oh, I'm actually really struggling with this. They'll just tell you, oh, okay, it's fine, or like, oh no, it's just a lot of homework. Oh no, I'm just really tired. So I feel that the best way to take care of that problem is to really take time and really reach out to everybody individually, because if we all come together as a group, yeah, that's nice, we all build memories together. But the most important thing is building a connection with each other individually, personally, because that's what people respond to the most. That's how you really gain trust. And trust is what you need the most in an officer.
I was just going to ask a really quick question. What changes would you like to make to the announcements? And specifically, something to keep in mind is that the weekly announcements do go to current members, but it also goes to alum who haven't unsubscribed yet, so I still get it, and also like my mom still gets it, and so professionals still receive it. So I'm wondering, I agree with you that these emails should be welcoming and personal, but at the same time they can go across the line over into unprofessional. So I'm wondering how you think you'd like to balance that, or if that's something that concerns you at all.
Well, I know that definitely the emailing list is a concern, because yeah, we send it out every week, but a lot of people don't read it, because it's just kind of the same deal. Like if you wanna learn about something, then you go to the officers, or you go to your friends. But like you said, it's really important because the alumni still have it, and a lot of the new members still have it. So if you really, I'm not exactly sure how I would try to personalize it, but I know I would try to for the alumni, because I know that next year we're going to really push for an alumni board. So I will definitely take that into consideration if I do so get elected.
And we like getting it, because I don't know what's happening. I can't come to meetings, so yeah, I guess keep it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a question for us. Okay, so as secretary, you will be third in the chain of command, and FASA will often ask you to be a leader, and also leader leaders for your chair. So as the executive, as part of being the executive board, you will have to work as a team together making decisions, and you are bound to bump heads. How would you deal with a situation in which you strongly disagree with something and you want to like speak up and address that issue?
year, especially towards the beginning of the year. So I think the best way of doing that is to do it in a more personal setting and to keep it really private, because I remember at the beginning, there was this incident and then some people weren't unhappy about it and they spread it around. And that's not really cool. So I know that what we try to do is we try to keep it one-on-one, but if it ends up being a bigger problem, then I would definitely bring it up with a couple people and then find a way to constructively criticize, like not like negatively, just like have some questions, some ways of asking people, like, oh, why is this, or like just try to come up with some things to say, because in the heat of the moment it's really hard to come up with something that doesn't sound mean, doesn't sound rude. So it's just mostly taking time to consider what you're gonna say.